Hey, hey, everybody. Welcome to tonight's conversation where we're going to be chatting it up in honor of Black Heritage and Black History Month. We're going to be talking about Black art and Black art culture. I'm so excited to have on with me tonight collector and a gallerist, Tanya Weddemire. She is the co-founder of Tanya Weddemire Studios located in Brooklyn. She is currently running an activation called Admiration, which is running at her gallery since February 1st all the way until March 9th. She's also curated a pop-up activation that is going to be in collaboration with Pier 57 and Chelsea Market happening this Thursday, February 29th at 6:30 p.m. If you're interested in attending this event, the reservations, information to reserve, it's going to be located in a link in her bio at Tanya Weddemire Gallery here on Instagram. All right. So I'm excited to have my guest on tonight. I'm going to go ahead and let her on. She should be popping on any minute with us. Hey! What's up, Tanya?
Medea, pana gullet.
I'm so happy that you're able to join us here tonight. I've literally been, since this whole event has been coming to place, I have so many things to do, but I'm just like twiddling my thumbs, waiting for you to come on live so that we could have this conversation. I've been wanting to have this conversation with you for so long now. I've been telling you about that. So thank you so much for popping on here with me tonight.
Absolutely. It is my pleasure. I'm so happy that you coordinated this, and I'm so excited to see you in action on Thursday. Just
Yes.
thank you so much for sharing in the moment.
Yes. So the reason why we're here, guys, we are excited to be celebrating Black History Month, Black Heritage, and Tanya has curated an amazing activation called Admiration, which is currently running at her gallery in Brooklyn right now since February 1st all the way to March 9th. But we're also going to be having a pop-up activation that she's going to be doing in collaboration with Pier 57 and Chelsea Market. We're going to be having amazing artists. I don't want to mess it up, so let me go ahead and say it's a Black History Month panel symposium at Pier 57, curated by Tanya. This is going to be an empowering event featuring renowned artists like Guy Stanley Faloche, Saran Green, Zaire Baptiste, and Adrian Franks. So I'm very excited about it. They're going to be sharing their insight on Black culture, Black history through their captivating art. It's something that you definitely don't want to miss. Again, if you're interested in attending this event, just click the link in the bio at Tanya Weddemire Gallery here on Instagram. So without further ado, I just want to jump right into it. I know I'm doing all the talking. It's my nerves, and it's because I'm so excited to finally have you on here. So tell us in your own words about Admiration. Like, what inspired you to name it that? How did this come up? Tell us a little bit about that.
Oh, man. Admiration came, I think I was watching a YouTube video, and I don't want to mess up this lady's name, but she's highly influenced in Africa, a great speaker and a writer. And she did a piece on, I think it was Christian Dior. And the question was about admiration. And she started to explain her admiration for things and people. And she said it's super important that we let people know we're either in admiration of them or we admire the things that they do. And I thought Black History Month, and somebody shared this with me, that says Black history is not a mystery, right? And for Black history to not be a mystery, I think there needs to be a sense of admiration for all the things that we have gone through from different coasts, our ancestors. And I felt like admiration was the perfect title to title that activation, which we opened in our new space February 1st in Industry City.
Congrats,
Thank
congrats.
you. Thank you. The show consists of 9 Black artists, both male and female: Guy Stanley Faloche, Gregory St. Amon, Saron Green, Candice Tavares, Danielle Scott, Jerome China, Jonte Drew. You also have Anthony Boone, and I don't think I forgot anyone. Oh, Neil Anthony Edwards. I think I have all 9. The show opening was tremendous. Probably the largest of them all that we've ever done. The love and the support we felt from this activation was truly important, which then also led to a beautiful partnership, which was developed through Pier 57 and Chelsea Market, which then we brought it over to a panel discussion titled Admiration, to continue that journey of the word admiration and how much in admiration we are for the art in our community.
Well, I am in admiration of you. I'm I'm in admiration of you and the work that you're doing, and specifically around using your platform to amplify these voices and to amplify the work of these artists. So I am definitely in admiration of you, Tanya.
That's sweet to hear. I am equally and probably more in admiration of you, Stacey, because I remember those moments you challenged me to think differently, to think a little bit more around the gallery and the business. And for that, I think that's where admiration should come from, right? We all need to take something from each other, pour back into the ecosystem so we all can be better. It has always been in my DNA to support and give. And I like to see when, especially our Black and Brown people, really triumph through and show our talents and show that we are to be recognized and we are to be loved and we are to be appreciated. And I've just recently found my voice after working in corporate America for so long that I think my journey rests with the representation of the Black and Brown people, especially when it comes to art. Not only just art collecting, but also in art education. This weekend, we hosted, with the support of the Art of Tati and Deja Canton, who are the 2 young ladies that work with me, created and promoted this Black Girl in Art Spaces event, which is our 2nd time collaborating with them. We believe strongly that through the gallery, through collaboration, through support, that we can reach more people, we can educate more people as to why art programs are super important and how we can pull that together. So Pier 57 and Chelsea Market, here we come on Thursday. Thank you for having us, and we're gonna share more about Black art and our culture.
Yes, that's amazing. It's amazing. And we've been seeing more, at least I have, because, I've been under a rock somewhere somehow. We've been seeing more art, more interest in art in our culture. It's even starting to infuse into hip hop culture. We're seeing like Jay-Z doing an exhibit at Brooklyn Museum. We're seeing Alicia Keys and Swiss Beats doing their exhibit somewhere. I don't know. It just seems like, I don't know if it's new to me. I see people like Cardi B like going crazy over pieces that she had just obtained in her own home. And I kind of just fell into it because the way we were introduced through my cousin Giselle, the handwriting artist, and it just seemed like it was just the perfect time because I've already been feeling I'm very sensitive like that, just feeling the buzz of what's already going on and the chitter chatter. Why do you think that? And, and I was thinking about this today in preparation for moderating this discussion. By the way, guys, I'm going to be moderating.
Yeah.
I'm going to be moderating this panel discussion this Thursday at Pier 57. And I'm so excited about it because for so long I've been, I'm jumping all over the place, but that's just like how I feel right now. I've been having discussions about business. I've been having discussions about beauty. I've been having discussions about things that I kind of already know about, right? So like this art space is new and my curiosity is piqued. So that's my excitement. Like that's what you feel right now, that I'm learning. I'm an avid learner. So I'm like learning new things. You know what I mean? So anyway, growing up, especially in New York City, where in the metro area, which you quite a few of your artists are from, we've been fortunate. I mean, and the Caribbean background, we've been fortunate to be exposed to all different styles of art through music, through dance, through clothing, through graffiti, through, you know, different kind of this natural skill of artists. How is that? How is that? Oh my gosh, the question is just brewing right now. This next level of fine art, like how do we get into that? What is that all about?
So the next level of fine art is, well, shout out to Alicia Keys and Swiss Beats
Yes.
for putting their Dean collection at the Brooklyn Museum. Shout out to Jay-Z for the Brooklyn Library activation. I would say if you're someone who is not familiar about art and want to get involved, I would say visit your local galleries that are in your neighborhood. Instagram has been a beautiful place where we all come across myriads of artists and their beautiful work. You know, art is subjective. What you like, I may not like. What speaks to you may not speak to me, right? So I always say this: find your local gallery that's in your neighborhood, right? Whether you're in Brooklyn, whether you're in Manhattan, whether you're in Soho, Chelsea, wherever, or you're in Industry City, come see me.
Yeah,
Your
definitely.
local galleries are most likely going to have your emerging artists, right? And what's really interesting is you want to buy early and you want to buy often, especially from your emerging artists, because at that point it's accessible, it's attainable. Art doesn't decrease in value at all. So you want to pay attention to your artists. You want to understand where the artist trajectory and their career is going. But also too, you have to love the work that you're seeing, and buying art should come from your heart because it's an emotional purchase. It's something that's going to live with you. It's going to be in your space. You know, do some research on the artists. See if they're self-taught. Were they trained? Did they go to school? What's the narrative behind their work? And it should actually speak to you. And that's a great way to start your art education or start art collecting or even going to the museums as well. But in order to get into this game of collecting, I think you really want to start with your local galleries, as myself, the Richard Beavers, you know, they're all out there that you can go and you can start to look at emerging artists and get familiar. Artsy is also another great place where you can look at art and you can see, but I would definitely say do the research, visit the art fairs as well. We will be at the Affordable Art Fair March 20th through the 24th. It's a great place for you to start purchasing art. You simply cannot put a value on it, but it's whatever speaks to you, then that's what you should go for.
Yeah, I've also been seeing that as I'm learning, I love this education piece that you provide. I've also been seeing that it's an investment,
It is.
right? So the collecting, it's so much behind it. Just not just the appreciation. I mean, no pun intended, but um, well, pun intended, the appreciation, but there's value in the investment,
There's
you know? So tell us about that part of it. You know, people are buying bags and shoes and real estate and businesses, but art itself is an investment too.
So the best way that I can put it, it actually is an investment. The best way that I can put it into words is that if you have a beautiful, luxurious budget of things that you like to purchase for yourself throughout the year, you know, set aside a budget for an art piece that would really resonate with you, the artist. Once again, you've done your research and it's something that you think would speak to your entire family, yourself, something that you know based on the trajectory of the artist because you have followed it, will definitely have that increase in value. And that is where you're actually going to start. It will take some time for sure because you're buying an emerging artist. I'll share a fun story with you. I went to a meeting last week and I met a gentleman there, and he said his wife was going to buy art this weekend at the Harlem Fine Arts Fair. And he said,
Mm-hmm.
I would love for her to talk to you before she goes. And so she called me Friday morning. Her and I chatted. I've never met her. We just spoke about art. We spoke about the love for it. And this was her very first piece that she was actually going to purchase. So I said, while you're there, if you want to send me some feedback on what you love or whatever, let's talk about it, you know. So she sent me some stuff and I was like, oh, this is gorgeous. This is nice. Tell me, why do you like it? Why does it resonate with you? And then I said, before you go, I would love for you to check out this artist. Well, this is an artist I didn't know about, but because they did a blast on this artist, I went down a rabbit hole and I started to research his work, his shows, all of those things. And I just said, well, take a look at this artist and tell me what you think. And she went and saw his work and fell in love with it and bought work from him immediately. Bought. I've never met her. We just had a beautiful phone conversation. We connected. The conversation was transparent. It was authentic, and it connected. And she connected with the work. So in those moments, I just wanted to share because she had an intention. She knew what she wanted, but she didn't know exactly what it
Mm-hmm.
was. And until saw that piece, she said, this is it. So for me, I just think naturally it's about going with your gut instinct on some of that stuff. I can't predict and tell you. I can tell you in my cipher what's happening and why you should buy most of the artists, and if not all the artists that I put on display, because I've spent my time doing research with them and looking at the work and making sure that the presentation and all of that. But it's not my job to say specifically buy this. I will do a presentation, but it has to speak to you naturally before you actually purchase it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's so beautiful. So how did you become so knowledgeable in art? Like, what was your journey into this space?
Graduated high school out of Brooklyn, went and worked straight into the fashion industry, worked for a designer by the name of Mary McFadden. Mary McFadden was a couture designer at the time, and every time she would create a collection, these collections she would take research documents, artifacts. So for example, if she was doing a collection on the Maasai tribe using that very red, vibrant fabric that they have, there was research that was always done for every single collection. And so I happened to be a part of that. And I happened to see the design process that went into it. And also Mary was an avid art collector. So I didn't understand, but I knew that at some point in my life, I didn't what my parents wanted to doctor, lawyer, engineer me up. That was something. It just wasn't in my DNA. And I felt like I was the odd person because I wanted to be creative. And so for that, working with her, I got inspired. It was not until I was an adult, I went back to school and got a design degree. I did not go to college right after high school. I went to work in the fashion industry, and going back to design school, I studied art as a minor. So I took live drawing. I also took painting as well. I was just never that great, but I found my zone when my professor said, you're a conceptual thinker, and I need for you to think in that arena of conceptualizing the thoughts and the ideas. Who knew that being a curator was that thing that I was doing at the time?
Mm-hmm.
But then I graduated from college as an adult and went to work in the furniture industry, where I started to do interior design for maybe about 6 years. Then I stepped into leadership retail work. So I was always on that retail leadership side, and I felt as though my calling just wasn't there. And it was just before COVID. I remember I had an ex that said to me that I do nothing with my creative degree.
Mm-hmm.
That was a shock, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I just started going to fairs again and going to museums, and I saw that there was a lack of representation, and also I felt that doing the trunk shows during fashion week and doing the fashion shows, that I felt that it was something that I could do. And then late November, December of 2022, that's when the company was born. And then January 3rd of 2023 is
Mm.
when I went full blown with the gallery.
Wow. So a year, it's basically a little bit over a year. Happy birthday. Happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
That's big. And I know your mission is to deepen the value and importance of art in the community by exploring various bodies of work with thoughtful and steady, careful curation. Um, why is it so important for you? I know you said, there was lack of representation when you attended these events. Why was it so important for you to represent these Black and brown people and also pour back into the community?
Community is everything. It starts with your community. If you don't have, let's use Instagram as an example. If you don't have a certain follower or followership or whatever, you're not going to get anywhere, right? People are not going to take you seriously. You have to win the hearts and minds of people. And with that, you become transparent. My grandmother, who's still alive in Montreal, was an activist. She would fight for people coming to Canada who needed to work and wanted equal pay for equal jobs.
Mm-hmm.
My father, who's no longer with us, he passed away. My father was somewhat responsible for bringing reggae music to Washington, D.C. My father also created what was called the DC Annual Reggae Music Award, where he would honor local talent and he would support the community that's behind him. I think it's something that is also in my DNA
Yeah,
to
man.
to give back and to be community, because
And to
that's the way.
lift up and to, yeah, amplify those voices.
Absolutely. It's never a I, and you can never do it by yourself. And that's why I think community ecosystem is truly important. I am not in this to become some mega rich, super duper person. I want to see people be understood. I want the arts to be understood. I want people to share their talents with the world, because what would the world be if you didn't have art? You didn't have performing, visual, all of those type of art to keep us entertained and to make us laugh and be happy and fun, and any type of art for that matter. But community is super important in my walk, in the walk of anybody that's on my team. It's super important for us to give back at some point. So, for example, when we were out in LA, I said to Tati, our art liaison, I'm like, I think it would be really nice if we could do something off-site this fair that would really help, to not only galvanize the team, but to give back. And so she found a beautiful after-school program called A Place Call Home, where all four of the artists took a trip out and work on a Black History Month self-portrait project, which was beautiful.
That's so amazing. So in your efforts to bring the community and bring this awareness, have you found that as a person of color navigating this space, you've had challenges in being able to do so that are related to you specifically as a Black woman? Or is this just uh-oh. I could always tell when I push a little button sometimes. I'm going to let you go ahead and explain what that's all about.
So Pharrell said something that was beautiful on this interview that I watched him, and it's something that I hold and I repeat it to myself. He said, when you have equity, you could have your own table and you can have as many chairs as you want. So for me, I would love the support of any and many organizations who are willing to support, but I never truly rely on it. I knew that when I wanted to do this, I knew that I had to make sure that I was prepared to do it, whether I had funds or not. And it was something that I said, I'm going to take my savings and I'm going to do it, right? There's no type of failure in this. I just knew that where there's a will, there's a way. And I felt like I had the internet at my fingertip. I don't have all the answers, and I'm not perfect, and I don't get everything right. But I knew I have the internet. I know some people that may have the answers that I can reach out to. And if I need to pivot, then I'll do that. But
Mm-hmm.
I never look at a situation as if I can't get it done. I I sincerely doesn't I don't settle for no. That's not a thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably one of those people that don't sleep a lot because there's a bunch of things in my mind that I want to get off and do and be creative. I just feel like I'm not there yet. There's a lot more that we can do. And I think when you show up in numbers, you get things done more effectively. And so just utilizing all those times that I sat at those tables and no one
Mm-hmm.
with my ideas and my thoughts. And I said, I can get to do that now, right? I don't have to be perfect. You know, no one is saying I have to do this and I have to play by someone's rule. I'm actually doing it. And so for that, gallery culture was super important for me to be able to make a change through that. And I want to show people that you can be successful and still be philanthropic at the same time.
Mm-hmm. You can be successful and still be philanthropic at the same time. Talk a
Correct.
little bit about that.
I'm going to use Guy Stanley Feloche as an example. He is, he took this chance to work with a young gallerist like myself, right? He has been painting for over 25 plus years. Guy's actually going to be on the
Yeah.
talk this Friday. I mean, Thursday. So you guys should come out and hear him talk about I don't want to tell you or give you all of his secrets, but one of the most beautiful things that I appreciate about him is the way he approaches his, his artistry. So every day he gets up, he paints. He's definitely committed, as if he was painting for the very first time. And every time he sells one of his works, he then pours back into his community by purchasing an emerging artist's works. So for that, he's also supporting, giving back, and also creating a collection of his own that one day we'll put on display.
Nice, nice, nice. Thank you for that example. So let's swing back into this event happening this Thursday, February 29th at 6:30 in collaboration with Pier 57 and Chelsea Market. I'm very excited about this discussion. Today, I had the opportunity to chat it up with 3 out of 4 of the artists, and we, in our short time, were able to just deep dive into what inspires them, what message do they really want to get out there. But I think for you, I don't want to speak for you, but I think for you, the biggest thing is the impact. The
Yeah.
biggest thing is the impact. So tell us a little bit about what you hope that your guests get out of attending this event. What are like the top 3 things that you hope that they gain from attending this event?
So Saran, Guy, Zaire, and Adrian Franks, all 4 are very prominent artists, Black artists in our community that are doing tremendous work. Guy, for example, his titled series, Give Us Our Flowers, Saran Green with his Invisible series that talks about Black identity in America. Zaire Baptiste just curated a beautiful show at the Chelsea Market. So if you guys are walking through the Chelsea Market, it's all based on the 50 years of hip hop and the future of hip hop. So please walk through and take a look at those works, which was also in collaboration by Voodoo Faye. Very important. And Adrian Franks, who also worked in collaboration with the Harlem Needleworks, created what's called a legacy quilt that's being featured at Pier 57. What I would love for everyone to take away from this talk on Thursday is that you can be a living artist, living your life. You know, we don't co-sign the struggling artist narrative, because it is how you put yourself out there, who you're aligning yourself with, what are you doing to better your craft, and how can you really truly have a career out of this. art, being an artist is truly a career. It requires tons of dedication. And so I want people to understand that you can be that person. I want people to be inspired by that. I also want people to understand what goes into creating the works that they do, and also to understand the value around it. And I think this is where, Stacy, you get to lead this fantastic conversation on.
Absolutely. As you were talking, I'm actually like playing back a little piece of the conversation I had with Zaire earlier without giving too much away. I was talking about how you wanted people to have this understanding that this could be a life that they could live as an artist. And he said, simply not without the business side of it. So he's now taking a passion for building, using his platform to now show, similar to you, to showcase artists and to put them on to, like, you know, the business part of it, because that struggling artist thing is getting stale.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah,
It's
so he
getting
and I,
real stale real fast. All right.
yeah, yeah.
And the only way we can do this is now, because you know, even in my industry, a lot of artists don't want to be bothered, so we get agents and we get managers because we just want to live in our art, and you know, and not have to deal with that thing. So I'm glad, so glad, that you were able to say that, and that is part of what we're going to be talking about, guys, on Thursday. So if you're interested in popping up, you definitely don't want to miss this conversation. It's in an amazing space at Pier 57. They just did a park on the roof. They have so many amenities. Get your little sip on too. We're going to be having some wine. Uh, you're going to say
So
something?
Harlem Hops is going to be promoting and giving us our beautiful cocktails. So make sure that you guys come through. I'm super excited for this. I'm excited for Pier 57 and Chelsea Markets for the beautiful partnership, with more works to come. Thank you to Natalie and the team over there. It's just been an amazing moment. And Stacy, I'm truly happy to have you on board and anchor this. And shout out to all the artists for participating and looking forward to this. The RSVP link is in my bio at Tanya Weddemire Gallery on Instagram.
That's right. And also, if you want to find out more, I got my laptop right in front of me here. If you want to find out more about the full on activation, it's going to be going on until March 9th at her Brooklyn gallery. Okay. I was hoping to find the address really quickly, so maybe you could just spit that out.
It's 254 36th Street, C257. I almost forgot my address because we're brand new in that space. Brooklyn, New York, 11232. If you have not been to Industry City, you should definitely come. It is a city within the city.
Oh, we lost her just when it was starting to get, I hopefully that she's able to pop back on, because she was just getting ready to tell you about Industry City. How is a city within a city? It's a whole vibe down there. It is 254 36th Street, Suite C as in cat, 257 Brooklyn, New York, 11232. If you have any questions, oh, she's back. If you have any questions at all about the artist, definitely check out the link in her bio, or just head straight over to TanyaWeddemireGallery.org. That's TanyaWeddemireGallery.org. And you can find out more about the full-on activation with her 9 amazing artists that are going to be displaying their work there until March 9th. You were going to say something before you got cut off. The
Yes, I
city within a city.
city within the city, and there's tons of things to do. So you definitely want to come by.
Okay, okay. So I think that is about it. I went through my notes. I feel like everybody knows what Tanya's mission is all about. Everybody knows what admiration is all about. Everybody knows where to go and find tickets to this pop-up event happening this Thursday. Everybody knows I'm excited about this event. Like a kid in the candy store. Um, So we are excited to have you. It's going to be a night of learning. It's going to be a night of, I know. Thumbs down. She popped off. I know. It's not my fault. Hopefully she's able to get back on in time. Sorry, guys. But it's probably time for us to wrap up anyway. I just love having her on, and I didn't want to get off. So I'm kind of like dragging it on a little bit, but I want to be respectful of your time. But it's going to be a night of information. I know we broke the internet. We broke the internet because um, it's going to be a night of inspiration. It's going to be a night of information, education. And I love the fact that admiration is the title of this event. We're going to be showing admiration to these amazing artists in honor of Black History Month, Black Heritage, and we're going to be showcasing the best of the best when it comes to Black art and Black art culture. So I'm not sure if Tanya's going to be joining us again, maybe some technical difficulties, but thank you everyone so much for tuning in to tonight's chat. I forgot how much fun IG Live was. You know, I had to change up the format a little bit. I've been rocking with YouTube lately, doing my my weekly Girl Activate podcast, but I like it here. I really like it here. I like this little artsy filter in my little background. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. I don't think Tanya's gonna make it back on, but the conversation was amazing. If you're tuning in right now, just to recap, we're talking about our event coming up this Thursday, February 29th, 6:30, in collaboration with Pier 57 and Chelsea Market. We're going to be doing a pop-up activation. Make sure you register for your tickets. Yeah, so check it out. Link in bio at Tanya Weddemire Gallery, or just go straight to our website if you have more questions about the pieces or the full-on activation that's happening at her Brooklyn gallery. All right, thank you guys so much for watching, and go ahead and catch the replay. If you watch this all the way to the end, I want you to type in caps admiration, so I know that you are rocking right along with us. All right, so hope to see you guys on Thursday. Ciao.